heard me speak before.
Sorry, just started that recording, guys.
Hey, Marie, thanks for having me on the call tonight. Really excited to be here. My name's JJ, for those of you that don't know me. JJ Azizian, I'm from Los Angeles, as the sign behind me says there up on the hill. I've been in real estate investment with the education program that we're students with for just short of 3 years. I've kind of been to multiple events around the country, and I've made an effort to get to know people. When we get to learning about real estate, we get a couple key phrases thrown our way, and I like to repeat a couple of them. One of them is, your network is your net worth. If you don't have a network, or if you've not put your network together, is what it really amounts to. As far as doing real estate activity, you're basically in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in a rowboat with one oar paddling in circles. Without a network, you're really stuck on your own, and good luck, Charlie. The second thing that we've been taught, and the quote that I like to repeat, is that you don't market yourself. You don't market your business, you market yourself. Whether you're an agent, a broker, attorney, whatever you may happen to be, you might go from one firm to another, one company to another. If you've got your LLC, you might change your LLC. You may have one LLC for one state than another state. But you don't market your business, you market yourself, because people are always going to come back to you. The third quote that I've heard that I like to repeat is, it's not who you know, but who knows you. Everybody likes to think, oh, it's all who you know. Business is who you know. Well, it really isn't. You can know everybody in the room, but if nobody knows you, then opportunity is going to walk right on past you, and won't even stop to say hello. So it's really about, it's about relationships. My big thing is networking, and some people have seen me out and about. Business is about relationships. People will help people that they know. They won't help people that they don't know. And when it comes to networking, especially using Facebook as a vehicle, social media, but Facebook in particular, it's about making yourself visible. If you do not make yourself visible, you are invisible. And if you're invisible, then you might just pack it up and go home because the party's over. People need to know who you are. Let's see what other little tidbits do I have here. The importance of being visible on social media. As I said, people help people they know. And what one needs to do in social media is basically put yourself out there. You want to put yourself out there as far as your interests, your family. If people have looked at my Facebook page, I've got a little bunny I put out there. I've got a horse. I've got a couple dogs. My girlfriend and I went to the Beverly Hills Hotel for lunch yesterday for my birthday. Kind of a special thing, but I thought, what the heck, let's give it a go. But I'll put out little things that I do, things people can relate to. Hey, I like lunch. I like a nice restaurant. I've got kids. I'm married. I've got, grandkids or whatever it happens to be. You put your family, your pets out there. But you want to put things out there on your social media that people can relate to. I've seen some personal Facebook pages that are all business, and that's just so dry. You want to give people something that they can relate to. A friend of mine, Louis Nunziata, is a musician, and he, I would envision that, people that are musicians are going to put that out there, part of their charm, their appeal, their personality. So that's just a huge thing. You just really need to be visible. Marie, is it okay if I share my screen for a little bit?
Yes, let me make sure that you're able to.
If I can do this. In the meantime, I'm going to continue chatting here with a couple of things that we were talking about the other day. We talk about making yourself visible. I have a story that I love to friggin' tell. I was at a live event I just started my education program with a entity called Fortune Builders. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. And about 2.5 years ago, I was just a couple months in, and I went to an event in San Diego, Office Systems Academy. It's a event in San Diego, and I met a gentleman there who was about my age, roughly. I just turned 62. See by the gray hair. And we met in passing. I got his name. I knew who he was, and didn't have any much more conversation than that. I proceeded to network and build a network and put a networking group together. And I ran into him 5 months later at another event in Denver. By this time, I had a networking group built of about 400 or 500 students. And I got to be kind of visible. That's what you want to do. You want to put yourself out there. So we're breaking for lunch one day, and I, exit the room with a whole bunch of other people. There's 4 or 5 doors leading out to the hallway. And this gentleman exits a door down the hall, and he comes up near me because we're all filtering down the main corridor. And he says to me, JJ, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good. He says, I want to chat with you. I said, okay, yeah. How you doing? What's going on? He says, I see you all over Facebook. He says, I'm not a rehabber. I'm not a wholesaler. I make my money as a private money lender. And I see you all over the place. Everybody knows who you are. I'd love to do a deal with you. Here's my card. Call me. I can come up to Los Angeles. And I thought, well, fantastic. One of the things we are taught as real estate investors, that one of the important things we have to do is find private money lenders. Well, here I am walking out in the hallway, and the guy walks up to me, gives me his card, says, I want to give you money. I want to be your lender. Had I not made myself visible, had I not made myself known, that opportunity would have walked right down the hall, walked right on by, and I would have never, ever had that conversation. By making myself visible, I've been fortunate to make many relationships. And, I'm thrilled with that. I've got a networking group for those that you may or may not know about it. It's a Facebook group. Can I mention it, Marie?
Of course. And you should be able to share your screen too.
Okay, great. My group is called JJ's Mastermind Networking. They used to say something else, and I thought, let's just call it JJ's Mastermind Networking, because it's pretty self-descriptive. So here you go. Let's come up here, hit my little home button, come pop into the group. So here's my group. We're just short of 900 members. Actually, I think this morning or a couple days ago, we were at 940 members. I just removed about 45 members from my group for non-participation, non-engagement. If I have people in my group and they are not participating, they're not active, they're in the wrong group. Flat out, they're in the wrong group. Anyhow, what I want to show you guys is a couple things. How to engage with a post. Let's come down here a little bit. Here's one I put up here. Number 1 rule of networking: engage and get to know someone before you ask for something. It's all about the relationship. So now, Facebook has an algorithm that measures your activity. And the more active you are, the more visible your posts will be. So if you're posting about you have a job, an offer on a property, you're selling a property, you're rehabbing, you need private money, and you have a post that you want to get help. Well, if you don't have visibility and you put your post out there, no one's going to see it. So the key is to be visible before you need help. A couple things that Facebook does: they have an algorithm for activity. Now the like button, I can hit like, comes off, comes on, comes off, comes on. No matter how many times I hit it, it's always going to be the blue thumbs up. When Facebook first started, like MySpace and Snapchat and whatever else is out there, they've all got like buttons. And after Facebook was created, they got into thousands and 20,000, 100,000, just millions of friggin' members. They needed to differentiate or distinguish who was going to be seen and who would not be seen, and how we can decide who gets to be up front. Well, they created this algorithm for activity. And because they created the like button before the algorithm, the blue thumbs up gets you 0 credit for activity in the Facebook algorithm for your visibility. But what they did do is they created these other 6 emojis. These give you credit for being visible. The blue thumbs up does not. So in essence, here we have 4 people have hit the care button, 4 have hit the like. Well, I don't want to hit the like, but a whole bunch more people have hit the love button. And here I'm going to hit the love button. You want to hit this button, anything but the blue thumbs up, so you're giving credit for your activity. Another thing you want to do here is, if you look at this particular post I did, and we're in my group. In my group, I always preach to everybody about putting up, put some kind of a GIF image, put little emojis. But what happens here, as soon as you do this, this brings visibility to your name, brings visibility to your face. If you have a post here where you're not putting anything up, who's more visible? Is the guy here with just a couple words visible, or are the people visible where they're actually putting a GIF image? So, you know, that's what you want to do. Let me use an example here. Let me find a post. Got some comments. Okay. Gentleman's doing a post out to his wife. So let's say, for example, he's doing a lot of content and he's sharing a lot of value, and he doesn't know who I am, but I want him to know who I am. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to hit anything but the blue thumbs up. Since people are already hitting the heart and the blue thumbs up, I'm going to pick something different. I'll hit the wow. Why? Because I'm just going to stand out a little bit more. That's going to make me stand out just a little. So a whole bunch of people hitting the like, and even more people hitting the love. So I want to be unique. I'm going to hit a different emoji. Here's the other thing I'm going to do. Let's read what he's saying here. Shout out to his wife. She's has forced and motivated him to start a new workout program. And although he hates it, he loves it. Over the last week, it's helped him get his mind and body aligned, more in business and growth. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, I think that's fantastic. He's working out, mind and body. I'm going to just say right here, that's fantastic. Get a little exclamation point. Now, when I hit my post in here, nothing about my post draws any attention to me. Absolutely nothing. So what I might want to do here is add a gift image. Even though you put in a post, you can come back and hit these 3 little buttons and edit your post. And now that I've edited the post, I can add a gift image. Now he's working out. So let's do, I'll just put the word workout. Oh, I saw a good one there for a second. Let's see what we have. That's a great one. That's going to get a little bit of notice. So I'll put this in here. So now my comment gets a little bit more notice. But what you want to do with the Facebook algorithm is you want to create engagement, because engagement gets you scores for activity. So there's no better way to get engagement than ask a question. So now we know he's working out. He's forced him to start working out. Last week, it's helping get his mind and body. So let me maybe just pick a little bit better image here. Let's go to gift. Let's go to workout. Let's see here. Let's see something fun. We'll go with this guy here. Almost looks like Brad Pitt. Is that Brad Pitt? Might be Brad Pitt. The girls don't know if that's Brad Pitt. I don't know if it's Brad Pitt. So yeah, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask a question. Where do you find? You got, forgive my typos here. Okay, so now I'm going to hit enter. So now what I I've got the GIF image, but I have a question. Now, ideally, that question in my comment, he's going to answer that question. To give it even a little bit more visibility, I'm going to space the question down. So the question is a little bit clearer to be seen. So that's fantastic. Are you working out in the early morning, or do you find the evening a better time for you to work out? So now I'm going to ask you, Marie, and anyone else that's got their microphone on, what do you think the likelihood is of him answering that question?
I'd say
Very likely.
Yeah, better than not. So we've done a couple things here. One, we've reacted to the post, hitting anything except the blue thumbs up. 2, we've given a comment. 3, we've added the gift image. And 4, we've asked a question. But we're not done. We're not done. The gentleman's name is Andrew Castine, right? Castine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to find my comment. I'm going to edit it again. I'm going to put my cursor right in front of that. I'll put a space there to come in front of that. And there's his name. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tag him in the comment. How does that look? What do you think of that? Do you like that, Liz?
That's great.
That's awesome.
I hate it. I hate it. You want to know why?
Why?
If I'm talking about Andrew Castine to Liz or Marie, I'll talk to Andrew Castine about having a red shirt, or Andrew Castine's working out, or Andrew Castine's a real estate investor. But I'm using his first and last name because I'm referring to him in the third person. But Liz, if I'm talking to you, I'm not going to talk to you. Well, Liz Quinn, I'm talking to you.
I know that was a trick question, JJ, because I would have said, "Oh, you always take the last name."
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to come in here.
I love that. I love that.
I'm going to. I can't remove just the last name. I have to remove the whole thing. I'm going to tag him. Now that I've just entered in here, we're still in the edit mode. I can back out the last name. I put a comma. I space forward. I change a capital T to a lowercase t. So now I've got one.
I didn't know you could do that.
Andrew, that's fantastic. Are you working out in the early morning, or do you find the evening a better time for you to work out? So when you're making your comments to somebody, directly to somebody, take the last name out. Let's go to Rochelle's page for a second. Here she is, Rochelle Day.
JJ, can I ask sometimes, you'll like this one, my college friend put this up about Rob. It's hilarious. It's not Rob, but it looks like him. Anyway, I had a question because sometimes the name will come up and sometimes it won't. Like if I type in their name.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you how we're going to do this.
They have to be part of the group though, Rochelle.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Oh, really? Okay.
Watch this.
Not my.
Let's say here. I'll go like this. So you know you're not coming up, right? So when the name doesn't come up, what you might want to do is do the ampersand.
The what sign? The at?
The A with the circle around it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, and then it should come up.
And then there you go. It pops right there.
Okay, great. Because sometimes for some reason it will come up and sometimes it won't. And I can never figure out why. There's no rhyme or reason.
What's your husband's name?
Rob.
Okay, it's Rob. Is it Rob Day?
It is.
The top one or the bottom one?
You know what? It might be Robert today on Facebook.
I was gonna say your husband is on Facebook. I never even knew that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. He is like, how do you call it? He's a stalker. He'll go and he'll read stuff and he'll get on it. He'll do like the like or the heart, but he won't hardly ever post anything.
as you can
Okay.
see here, you know, as I'm coming up to your photo and I'm putting my cursor, he's got a red shirt, so he's actually not popping up.
Okay.
You know, that's fine. And that's also because maybe if he was my friend, he might pop up, but that's how you tag somebody. And
okay, that's great.
You know, I might want to go like this. Look a lot.
Yeah, I'll try that @ sign because, and I didn't know you could delete after you tag them. I didn't know you could delete their last name, you know, so that you aren't talking in the third party sense. But so that's good. I learned 2 new things.
Yeah, and see what I've done here again as well is I've added the GIF image to my comment.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now let's see. Weekly Huddle Phoenix. It's not popping up. Okay, let's go back over to here. Now there are going to be some groups where people are not at all using GIF images. With my group, I kind of bang away at people to use. Now here's something else. If you're just going to scroll through sometimes, I'm going to come in here to Seth's post. I'm going to give it some love. I'm not going to do the blue thumbs up. Jan's got a post. I'm going to give it a wow. I'm not going to do the blue thumbs up. Sometimes you can just come in here and do something like that. I'm not really spending a lot of time, but for the sake of being visible, you know, just do something kind of crazy. This is Ricky Santos, great young man, really active go-getter. And I'm just gonna see if we can't find something funny for him. But now what I'm looking for in particular is I'm gonna look at a post. This is this one right here. You'll see how many people are being visible. See how many people get the idea about you know, putting a GIF image up there. Well, some of those are me, and a couple people don't. When you don't use a GIF image, you're not visible. You know, and it's about being visible, plain and simple. You want people to know your name. You want to use the GIF images so much that you're basically obnoxious about it. Let me give you an example here of another group that I belong to. We'll find a post here with a lot of comments on it. Let's see, that's only got 5. Let's see. Okay, this one's got 46 comments.
JJ, can I ask, when you give a comment, does it bring it back up to the front, or like, how does something,
when you post on something, it's going to take that one, say for example, this post with Bill Brumbelow. As soon as I even like this post, that will take it back to the top of the feed.
Okay, I was wondering.
Now let's see what he's commenting on. He's really gotten good at saving these from foreclosure auctions. Property number 106, becoming a student. Who's counting? Wow, that's pretty good. Well, now here, all these people are commenting. Some are longer words than others, but nobody's standing out. The one that stands out is the visual aspect. Facebook is a visual forum. If you're not using the visual things to your advantage, you're just losing out. You can see all these people, and you know, now Bill here, the guy who's posted this, he's putting a link up, which is another good way to do something. This woman is in my group. She's putting up a post. This person here is in my group. She's putting up a visual GIF image. A couple people here are in my group, and they're not putting up GIF images. And as a result, they're not visible. You want people to see your name. So I'm going to go like this. Bill Brumbelow, right? Let's see if I get him in here. There he is. Bill. So what I'm doing is I'm not only commenting, but I'm asking a question. Are you buying in auctions from different states? Now, what's the chance of him responding to that? Probably pretty good. So here's what I've done. 1, I reacted to the post. I hit the wow. 2, I've done the comment. 3, I've asked a question. 4, I've tagged him. And 5, there's always 5 things to do. I'm gonna find a GIF image I like. Let's see here. What's it? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna talk about states here really quick. Let's. I'm just gonna go like this. I'm just gonna use the girl here. Okay. Did it pop up? I don't want that. Let's go back to this. That's perfect. Why? Because it's gonna be visible. People are gonna see that. Doesn't matter if the GIF image does not pertain to the post. What matters is the GIF image is going to be visible and draw attention to my name. That's what matters. We're talking about states. This guy's buying auction properties. The thing I really wanted to mention, and I'm glad you're recording the call because hopefully it's going to be seen by more people in your group. It's really important that when you're on social media, you're marketing for business, that the one thing people need to do is stay away from politics. It's completely taboo. With the political chaos our country has had for the last 5 years, maybe if not longer, there is no longer a middle ground for politics in our country. It is completely right or left, blue or red. There's no middle ground. So if someone's going to get into Facebook and you're doing real estate for your business, to pay your bills, to provide for your children, to send them to college, to plan for your retirement, to build your nest egg, you're using Facebook for the financial purpose of building for the comfort and stability and security for your family. You don't want to damage that. And when you start posting, commenting about politics, there's no better way to cut your market in half, completely in half, than to take a strong stance on politics. Take a soft stance on politics. Because whoever likes one side, they're not going to like the other side. So if you look at my page, it's completely neutral. You won't find anything political on my page. Why? Because I want to appeal to everybody. I want to buy properties and sell properties in states where there is a high return on investment, where the prices are low. Are those going to be red states? Probably. They're more in the Midwest. Yet people that are from the blue states, maybe Los Angeles, I'm from LA, Chicago, New York, some of the bigger cities have more of a Democratic base. Yet they have a higher cost for real estate. There's a lower return on investment. Yet those people have the money to invest in other areas. So if I'm bringing money from my area to invest in the Midwest, am I going to go into the Midwest and I'm going to cheer for the political party or candidate that's contrary to those that live in that area? No, they're going to tell me to keep on walking. They're not going to want to do business with me. If there's somebody who's looking for investors, and I'm an investor, and I want to invest with someone, I want to develop a relationship with someone that I can know for a long period of time and call that person my friend. And if the person that I'm about to lend to starts voicing a political opinion that might be contrary to mine, I'm going to go to the next person to invest, and I'm not going to invest with that first person. So, is it worth cutting your market in half to take a stance on politics? I have to say no. I would hope everybody else would say no. Social media, networking, visibility, there's all the good parts. Be visible, post GIF images, connect with people, ask questions. But I think the more serious thing is to stay away from politics. I've got a networking group of 900 investors right now, And I do my best to develop a personal relationship with each and every person. I will not just add someone in my group. I'll get on the phone with them. I'll say, hey, can we do a Zoom call? Can we talk on the phone? Why? I want to get to know them. I want them to get to know me. I want to develop a personal relationship because that's what's going to make my connection with that individual strong. So do I need to speak to some more people more often? Yeah, I probably need to get on the phone with Wendy a little bit and catch up with Wendy and see what's going on with her and Louie. Get on the phone with Lee a little bit more, some of the people that are on this call right now.
Okay, so JJ, with that being said, let me ask a quick question about your group.
Yeah.
And what do you do when someone posts something that, do you take it down? Do you address it with them? When there's a thing that's not what you want in that group. That's not what it's about.
I've never seen a political post in my group.
Okay, so what if you do, but what if there's something else that's just not in line? How would you handle that?
If it's inappropriate?
Yeah, or just not with inappropriate, whatever way, but just not that vision.
Let me give you an example. Some people like to do really corny, comical kind of stuff, like a car, up in the air because it hit a fire hydrant and there's water, something kind of comical and funny. If it's too corny, if it's too off base, if it's too not serious, I want my group to stay serious. I want my group to stay on point. And there's a point where something's funny is okay, but when there was someone that was in my group, and I saw that in my newsfeed. This is not even in my group, but it's on their very own page. It's not what they're posting in my group. But if someone's posting politics or funny stuff, you don't want to post about. It's good to go to a party and have a cocktail, go to the barbecue, go to the concert, go to the Dodger spring training game in Arizona and have a couple of beers. That's all good. That's all good. But you don't want to post on your personal page about getting drunk. You don't want to post on your personal page about people hanging out doing silly, if not stupid things, because that's not a professional presentation. And that's going to affect how people see you. Now, there was someone in my group that was constantly posting really silly, if not close to off-color humor. And I was like, that's really kind of crazy, till one of these little funny things I thought was really out of line. And then when it was out of line, I went and took a serious look at this person's page. And this is supposedly a real estate investor, had nothing about real estate. It was one stupid joke after the next. And I'm like, you know what? The way they're presenting themselves, they no longer fit within the scope of what my group means to do. I've had people tell me, my personal page is mine. I have the First Amendment to voice my opinion and say my thing. And I'm gonna talk on this political platform, and this is what I believe. I did a post in my group that said something along the lines of, be careful what you put on your page. Avoid politics, you're going to cut your market in half. Well, a gentleman who'd been in my group for well over a year had come to me and Facebook messaged me and said, are you telling me what I can and cannot post on my page? I said, not at all. But I am telling you that if you post certain things on your page, you're going to cut your market in half. And with cutting that market in half, you may cut someone out who has a strong following, who has a strong group that can really benefit you.
Yeah.
And if you offend the leader of that group, whether it's Marie or Liz or somebody else that's got maybe, there's a number of groups around the country that are the coast to coast group that a lot of people know about. My group, which has got 900 people in it. You don't want to offend someone that's going to go, you know what, I don't think you belong here anymore. Now, what the guy said to me was, this is my page, this is what I believe. That had me go look at his page, which I really had never done before. And his Facebook page, going back 2-3 years, had nothing about real estate, but just extreme politics. And it's one thing to be political. Hey, I'm voting for this, and this is a good thing. But most of this individual's political stance was attacking the other side of the aisle. And that's not good. Because now
So
you're
did
not,
you, yeah, but did you politely ask him, or did you talk to him about being in the group, or would you, I mean, you just cut somebody off, or how would you, or how do you, I mean, if this comes up, you know, what do you think you would do? I mean, I know, because you say you have the personal, so would you call them and say, hey, look,
you know what,
you're really not aligning with what we're doing here, so maybe this isn't the best
well,
fit
that's
or
kind of
something.
it. You know, I make it, that's why I want to get on the phone with somebody before they join the group. That's why I want to get on a Zoom call with somebody before they join the group. So I can see them, like I can see you in the Zoom call right now. And I'll tell them about, you know, our group has weekly meetings. We have guest speakers that come in. We have breakout rooms where we actually break the group down into the room down into smaller breakout rooms of 7 to 8 people, and can network on a smaller basis. I actually encourage in the breakout rooms to get a couple of people that might have never spoke on the phone, like, you know, Valee, have you ever spoke with Marie? Wendy, have you ever spoke to Liz in a one-on-one Zoom call? You know, maybe you guys all know one another, but, you know, where people really haven't done that before. But I tell the new people how the group benefits them. And I tell them that we want to keep it positive, that we want to be visible. I try and explain to them how to be visible and how being visible benefits their business. And I also tell them that, you know, I advise against not doing things that are going to be negative, which will portray someone in a negative light. Because not only will you cut your market in half, but if some people are continuously negative, then eventually there's not going to be a place for them in my group. You know, for example, my group, I think our group is more than 50% women, which I'm thrilled with. You know, I don't want someone coming in and talking about how women shouldn't have a right to do this or do that, or, you know, whatever. That's getting into a political topic of women's rights. You know, don't be anti-women, don't be anti-Asian, anti-Hispanic, anti-Muslim, anti-gay. My group is about an inclusion and unity and helping everybody else. Yeah. So if someone's presenting themselves in a negative light, there's no room for that in my group, and I will have people leave. I actually met a gentleman in Dallas at the boot camp a couple months back. Actually, it was June, a month and a half ago, and we met and exchanged cards and added one another on Facebook. We became friends and added into the group before I got on the call with him. So we get on the call, and as we're on the call, I'm doing this. Let me set this up for you. So I'm on the call with this gentleman, and as I'm talking to him, I go, open his page. He goes, hey, you're looking at my page. I said, yeah, I sure am. If you look at my page, there's nothing here. I was at the Getty Museum. They had some artwork there. You can come further in here, past the artwork, some motivational posts, some guest speakers from my group, something about dancing. But it's all very neutral. But as I'm talking to this gentleman, and I stopped sharing my screen, and I'm scrolling down his page, it just got to be one negative political post after the next. And so we started a conversation about how the group can benefit him and what the group does and how we try and help people. And then I got to the point in the call where I said, it's important that you don't get into politics. It's important that you don't become negative, because there's really no place for that in my group. I don't care what someone's politics. I have friends that are Republican and Democrat, liberal and conservative. My dad was a Republican. My mom was a Democrat. Excuse me. I don't really care what somebody's political position is. When they go into the polling booth and they pull the curtain behind them and they pull the pen and they punch who they're going to vote for, that's great. I do the same thing. I pull the curtain, I punch, I get out, I hand my card to the person at the counter, and I go home.
Do we still punch, JJ?
Well, however you do it these days. However you do it.
Sorry, I gotta teach you a little.
That's why I say keep your politics not involved in your business. I don't want to know what someone's politics are, because I don't want that to affect my opinion of the individual. And if their politics are extreme, it's going to have an impact, you know? So I'm talking to this guy and he says to me, well, I should probably clean up my Facebook page, huh? And I said, probably? And I said, most definitely. He said, well, I could still be in your group, right? And I said, I don't know. He said, well, if I clean my page up, I said, you know, you can clean your page up, you know, but I'm looking at the mindset that's behind the posts. You can't clean up your mind, you know? So vote, whoever's watching the recording, vote for whoever you're going to vote for. Believe in whatever you're going to believe in, but don't bring politics into your business, because there's no better way to cut off the support that you want to get from the community. You want to show the side of you that your aunt loves, your nephew loves, your cousins love, your grandparents love, your grandkids love, your neighbors love, the people at the school or the college or the gym or your tennis team.
Yeah.
You know, you want to show that best side of you that everyone's going to love, so that people want to be your private money lenders. They want to buy your properties. They want to bring you deals, and they're going to love you, and they're going to come back again and again and again. And there's no better way to cut that market in half than to get in politics. So enough on the politics topic.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can we leave the politics alone now?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I do have a question for you though, because, you know, just listening to you, and I've heard this from you before, and it was funny that Rochelle earlier said like, oh, I didn't know you could remove the last name, because I'm pretty sure it was a few months ago in one of your Facebook 101s that I saw, oh, you could remove their last name. That's genius.
That's really cool.
It is really cool. But anyway, what I was just thinking is I've seen all this before, and I feel like I use it like in your group, in the real estate group, you know, in Fortune Builders, in our group, but you know, I haven't really been applying it to other groups. And there's definitely other groups that we should be applying these.
Well, and not only just other groups, not even just other groups, Marie. You want to apply this with your family, with your coworkers, if you've got a W-2 job, with your friends. You want to be posting GIF images everywhere. You want to be tagging people, backing the last name out everywhere. You want to be liking posts with anything but the blue thumbs up everywhere. And you need to make being visible second nature. It's got to be a habit to where you don't even think about it. It's like you're doing it everywhere. So that when you do it everywhere, then your algorithm scores high. So when you do have a deal and you need a private money lender, and because your private money lender backed out and your escrow closes in 3 days and you need a new lender, well, if you don't have that high algorithm score and you go to post to a Fortune Builder, a local regional meetup group around the country, and there's over 50 of them, no one's going to see your post.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to have that score up high. Using your personal Facebook, your business Facebook page is a great way to market your business. Can I give you an example?
Definitely.
Cool. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Valia's seen me do this before. Okay. We'll come to my business page. Okay. First things first. There's a little, when you get to your business page, your photo or your logo, in this case, I've got my face because I am my business. So I want my name, my face to be next to my company name. But you can hit this little arrow and this allows you to go from your company to yourself. Now, if I look at my page, come on now, as myself, this post has 1 like. This post has 2 likes. That's I've doubled up my productivity here. I got all the way up to 2. This one also has 2 likes. Let's come to something like this one here. This has 3. Now we're really cooking with gas, right? We're really getting some traction here. Look at this one. Oh, I've only got 1 on this one. Now, these are posts I put to my business page, but I'm like, okay, how do I get traction? How do I get people coming to my page? Now I'm going to come back here again. I'm going to go back to my business page, looking at the page as an admin. Now, when I do a post, I'll post that page, that post to other groups. This post here, I hit 2,057 people in 3 days. Got 195 engagements. That one, 114. Let's come down a little bit. Look at this one, 2,200 people and 158 engagements. So what I do, that's just with 3 shares. Look at this one here, 1,500 people reach, 161 engagements with 6 shares. So I'll share these motivational posts to other areas. Let me give you some other examples. 3,300 people reached. I mean, that's crazy. 700, 800 engagements on my post. Now, when I'm sharing these things, I'm sharing them to local, regional, mastery, weekly, monthly meetup groups around the country. I belong to a whole bunch of them. And I'll share them to a few, not all of them at one time. But when I share them, people love motivational posts. So what happens then is they're associating my name with a motivational post, associating my name with motivation. We can come back in here. This was only 692, 1,300 for this one. I've got a couple that hit like 4,000 or 5,000. I can come back a little bit here. 1,600, 1,400, 2,700, 3,500 people reached. Look at that. Now, where do you find these things? That's what I get asked often. Where do you find these things? So you come into home and you type the word motivation. If we spell it correctly, motivation. And Fearless Motivation and Motivation Kings. These are 2 of the most common pages. Let's just pop into Motivation Kings for the heck of it. They've got a post here. But what I like to do is I like to come here to their photos, and I'll come to see all, and I'll find one that I will not use one with a fancy car. I think that's a little pretentious. Yeah, let's get away from the fancy car. How about this one, Marie? Is that one okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to share it from here. Because if I share it from here, I'm going to drive all my traffic back to Motivation Kings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click. I'm going to save the image. Let's see. I don't know where I'm going to save it. Let's just save it somewhere. Let's put it to my downloads. I'll call it Marie B. That's going to be in my, I'll put a 1 in front of it so it's even easier to find. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my page. I'm going to get post. I'm going to pull a photo. I'm going to go to my downloads. There's my Marie B post. I'm going to put that in here and I'm going to post. But before I post it, do not limit yourself. You can go as far as your mind lets you go. Okay. How's that for a comment? Is that all right? How far do you want to go? Is that fair? Do you guys think of something a little better? It's a question, Okay. I'll just leave it at that. Boom. Post.
To infinity and beyond.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this first. Now, if I come to share this post, I can only share it to a page, which is my own page. And but I want to share to a group, right? So if I hit group, I'm stuck. I've only got really 2 groups I can. But now, didn't I just say I belong to like 50 different groups? Okay, well, where are they? You can't see them because I'm sharing as my business. But if I come over here and I change to myself, look at that. Not only do I have that, but now, okay, we have to.
Wait, JJ, is that because you belong to those groups as JJ and not
Exactly.
as
I
Beachwood Home,
belong
right?
to those
Okay,
groups
okay,
as
okay.
JJ. A lot
Okay,
of those,
that's what I thought. Okay.
a lot of those groups you cannot belong to as your business.
As a business. Okay, okay.
See, now here's the post. Now let me click over here as myself. Again, I'm taking this little notation here. Now, since I'm as myself, if I hit share, now look at all my options. Now I can share it on my story. I can share again to the news feed. I'll put the question back in here. I can share again to a group. Now all the groups pop up. So what group do I want to go for? I'm going to go for this group. Why is that? It's that mastery group. I'm going to share it there. I'm going to share it again to another group. I'll share it to my group, JJ's Mastermind Networking. I'll put it there. I'll share again to a group. Now, I don't see the weekly huddle, so I'll just start to type. Here it is. Phoenix Weekly Real Estate Huddle. Boom. I'll share it to your group. There. And there's a couple other groups that have a lot of activity. The Atlanta group has a lot of activity. Do I see them? No, I don't. Atlanta. There they are. So, in a few days, see, this says it has 2. This here for Indar, this post for Indar says it has 1. That's because I'm looking at it as myself. If I look at it as an admin, I can see what the shares brought in. Sharing that post, well, I barely shared it, but sharing this post just 3 days ago brought me 2,000 people. Those 2,000 people are mastery students. Those 2,000 people, here's the deal. For those of us that are in fortune builders, we've paid $30,000 to $50,000 to $70,000 to be a part of a group educational program where everyone is taught to work with and help your fellow students. The fortune builder student sitting next to you is there to help you, to buy your deal, to sell you your next property that you're going to fix. So they're there to work with you. So do I want to share these things outside the community, the people that aren't already of a mindset to help me? No, I want to share it to mastery groups around the country because those people have paid into a program that teaches them and reinforces them to help the fellow mastery student who is me. So I'm sharing that positive meme to groups around the country. So these people see my name, they see my face, they associate positivity with me. So that when I walk into a boot camp, I'll meet people I've never met before. But they'll say, oh, I know your name, I see your posts. You're always doing positive stuff. So my activity precedes me. So that's how you use your Facebook business page to market yourself. You don't market your business, you market yourself. I'm marketing myself by marketing my business, but I'm marketing myself as I'm marketing my business. How does that sound?
Yeah,
It is
I love it,
good.
JJ.
What was that, Wendy?
I was just saying I love it.
Oh yeah, it's that is a huge thing right there with the business page. And then the other thing is when you see your friends post stuff that you want to support your friends, react to their post with anything except what?
thumbs up.
Except
like.
the blue thumbs up. Do not use the blue thumbs up. And when you react, ask a question in your reply. If you're going to post something, ask a question. Here's my new house. Isn't it beautiful? There's no question. What do you think of the doors? What do you think of the windows? ask a question in your post that will drive engagement. You know, to put up a post about a property, a deal, lending opportunity, rehab opportunity, wholesale opportunity, buy and hold, multifamily. And I see them all the time. There's no question. There's nothing calling for engagement. But if you call for engagement, people are going to respond. And then when they respond, like let's say Marie does a post, and I'll come up and I'll ask a question in my comments. And what happens? The person who's done that post, they'll answer that question. Well, you know what I do then? I ask another question. Why? To drive engagement. Because every time I'm driving engagement, it escalates my score in the algorithm. People talk about seeing me all over Facebook. Why? Because I use the algorithm to my advantage. I make sure I'm seen. I make sure I'm commenting. I make sure I'm asking questions. I make sure I'm putting GIF images. I've got people in my group, when they're not using GIF image, I will message them. I'm like, why are you not using a GIF image? Don't you know that you'll be removed from this group if you're not participating? That's why I like Marie, you and Liz, because you two are always posting GIF images in my group. But you get what I'm saying. You know, it's about being visible. And it gets back to the beginning. People only help people, not only, but they're more likely to help people that they know. There's TV shows like The Bachelor, American Idol, Survivor, Jersey Shore. These are regular people like me and you. They're nobody fancy. But what they're doing is they've gotten into a social media platform, whether it's TV or like we're on the internet, Facebook's another one. But it's using that once you're up there, people see you, they know you. And if you can market yourself by putting your kids or your pets, or maybe you like dancing or fishing or snow skiing, things that people can relate to, now they feel they know you. And they do know you because you're putting a part out there of yourself that's truly of your heart. You know, I share the things I love. My mom and I go to a Dodger game. My mom passed away a couple months ago, but you know, my mom and I go into Dodger game. I share those posts all the time. I would take my mom places and people go, I see you going to the Dodger games. And mom, how do people not go to the Dodger games? Because I post on Facebook that mom and I are at a baseball game.
You still post pictures of you and your mom at Dodgers Stadium. I love it.
Well, actually, since mom's passed away, they've come up as this photo from 2 years ago or a photo from 3 years ago. So I'll share that. You know, another thing I've got a little bunny I've rescued, and her name is Strawberry. And now I've had her for 2.5 years, and she's a full-grown white rabbit. And she's really cute. And people are like, oh, Strawberry's so cute. And, you know, people, how can you not love a little white bunny? You know, I've got 2 really cute dogs. I've got a horse. I've got a quarter horse. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, people love animals. People love kids. If you've got kids, post your kids. If you've got grandkids, your grandkids. If you're a younger person and you've got your aunts and uncles and your parents and your grandparents, you know, hey, I've got a family too. Hey, I've got brothers and sisters too. Hey, you know, we have church barbecues too. So it's just sharing parts of yourself that people can relate to go, you know what? I really like that Michelle Rogers. You know, she puts stuff out there that I can really relate to. And
JJ, I have a question. Like the personal type posts, like you're talking about, do you share those into the different, you know, your different business type groups as well?
No.
Okay,
no.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to, you know, because, you know, I put stuff like that on my own page, but I don't share them.
When people become my friend on Facebook, they'll see my stuff come up in their newsfeed.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's coming up in the newsfeed. They're not corny jokes. They're not off-colored humor. They're not a political post attacking their side of the aisle. They're things people can relate to.
Right.
You know, now with my group, I might share some personal things because people in my group are my friends, and I want to bring that friendship in there. And I'll tell people in my group, you might not have a deal, but post something your family's doing. Let people know who you are. You know, like the fortune builders, they want only real estate content. So if you could take a family kind of a photo and work real estate in there to put that up there to show that you're a family person at a real estate event or something, then you can kind of make that work for you. You know, but as you add people on Facebook to your friends list, they're going to be following you. You know, and again, let me throw this at you really quick here. When I talk about the friends list, you know, we're talking about fortune builders. Most of us are students of fortune builders. A lot of people will get a friend request from someone they do not know, and they're going to accept that person because they've got so many mutual friends. Why? Because they think they're a mastery student. But it's not unusual for someone to not be a mastery student. So how do you find out they're a mastery student? Come to the Fortune Builder Mastery page, click on the link over here that says members. And then under this link that says members, you start typing someone's name. Is that woman, is she? There she is. Her name pops up. She's a mastery student. Okay, I'll accept her friend request. So if you're using mutual friends as a validation of someone being a mastery student, find out if they're a mastery student. And that's how you would do it. A couple other things. When you're looking at your personal Facebook page, you want to keep your friends list private. I'm looking at my own page, so I see all my friends, 739. But let's come look at a couple people here. Let's say Henry. I know Henry's face, his friends list is private, and that's what you want. If your friends list is visible to the public, that's when you make yourself susceptible to hackers and scammers. And let's see my friend Rican Joy here. Let's see what she's got. Okay. Her friends list is not visible to the public. All I can see are the mutual friends. Now, as an example, I've added a couple new people in the last couple of days, and let's see what their friends list looks like. Let's say this gal right here, Julie. Yep, I see all 361 of her friends. So you know what these hackers and scammers will do is they'll click on her photo, they'll right click, they'll go save photo. Then they'll come in here and they'll right click on the cover photo, they'll save that. And then what these hackers, these scammers will do, whether they're in whatever country outside the United States, they'll create a brand new profile and they'll call it Julie Merlot. And they'll use the same cover photo and they'll use the same background photo. And then they'll go into her friends list because they can see all the friends, all of them. They'll see all of them. And they'll invite everybody to be their friend. And then 2 or 3 months down the line, and Julie's got no idea this is happening. If your friends list is visible to the public, you have no idea somebody's doing this. Now you're safe, but what's going to happen 3-4 months from now, your friends are going to get a Facebook message from the fake profile pretending to be you. It's going to say, hi, this is Marie. I'm out of town on a business trip and my phone got stolen and I lost my wallet and my purse. And if you can send $500 to my friend Fred Flintstone, he's going to give you the money and he'll help me buy a plane ticket home. And you'd be surprised how many people send a Western Union to Fred Flintstone. And you'd be surprised how many people send that money off without even picking up the phone and go, Marie, did you get your phone stolen? I mean, I'd probably see a fake profile coming across my desk once, if not twice a week. So the way you keep that from happening is when you're on your page, you hit friends. And then over to the right, down here next to find friends, you'll hit these 3 little dots. It will say edit privacy. And from edit privacy, you want all these things to say only me. Why? It's nobody's business who's on your friends list. They can see the mutual friends or friends of yours and friends of theirs. That's fine. It's nobody's business. As far as what you're following, if you want to follow a political candidate, you want to follow political stuff, great, follow that. It's no one else's business what you're following. And if you have followers, you know, you may want, I don't even know about followers, but it's nobody's business who's following me. I don't even know if I have people following me. Someone said the other day that had been following me. I guess that's all right, but I don't have anything bad on there. But you want that stuff to be private for only me. Now, two other things I want to show you really quick, and I know we're running out of time. One is on LinkedIn, right? So I've got a LinkedIn page, and here's my LinkedIn, okay? I've also got an Instagram. Okay. Here's my friend Ariane, who's another mastery student. Let's see. So I'll go to my Instagram. What do you notice about my Instagram, my LinkedIn, and my Facebook page? Is there any similarity? Well, it's the same photo. Because when you're marketing yourself for business on various social media platforms, you want to use the same photo. Why? You might have a name like Bill Smith. There's a million Bill Smiths. How are they going to know that's the Bill Smith I know? Well, that's him there because he's my friend on Facebook. It's the same photo. You might have a unique name that's not easily remembered and that may be confused. Like my name's kind of unique, but it may or may not be easy to remember. But if they know my name and my face from one social media platform, that photo is going to resonate with them on another social media platform. So it's beneficial to have your same photo when you're on different social media platforms. You can actually, as you see here, for these photos were on my personal Facebook page. I can share photos to Instagram, and I can connect Instagram and have them linked. That whatever I post to Instagram is going to go right to my personal Facebook page. So I'm actually hitting two social media platforms with one post. So that's just a little notation about Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Also, with your Facebook page, you want to build out this section here. You can put a link for your business page. If you're in a city where people are going to know your high school, I went to Hollywood High, I went to another school called Notre Dame High School. You might want to, you don't have to, you could put that in there. If fortune builder people want to come across, or they do come across my page, I want them to see in here that I studied the fortune builders. They'll say, oh yeah, he was a fortune builder student, or still am. Went to USC. It's a small football school here in Los Angeles. And so I want people to know that, I'm proud of my school, and people might endorse that or find that to be a positive aspect. I'll put where I live. Some people don't even put where they live. You want people to know that, well, if they want to invest in the Phoenix market, they want to find someone's page that says that they live in Phoenix. And then also with that, on here, I could put links. I could put a link here to my Instagram business page. There it is. I could put a link here to my Instagram personal page. There it is. I could put a link to my LinkedIn page. Again, here it is. I've got one to my website. There it is. And then saving the best for last, I've got my own YouTube channel. With my YouTube channel, if you've got a YouTube account, you can subscribe to my channel. I have interviews that I've done with mastery students in the Southern California area. Indar Lang was in for a boot camp from Hawaii. Bob McIntosh, who lives all over the country, was in town. I interviewed Bob. Phil Oden from Oklahoma, Mark Abramovich from New York. We talked to Ivan Avila and Antoine Martel, two very successful.
Don't forget, Mark lives in Florida now.
Well, yeah, now he's in Florida. He wasn't in New York at the time. The other thing I've got here as well is from the Zoom calls I've been doing with my group. I've recorded the calls. We've edited those presentations. And now if you might want to see the presentation of Jerry Britt about raising private money, Jamie Saunders talking about accountability, Amy Majori talking about raising private money, John Paul Killis talking about virtual assistants. And so you can actually, click in here and let's see if I click in. This is the beginning of my channel. There's the host with the most. got a little header, and then up comes our speaker.
Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for the mulligan. I appreciate it. Last week's networking.
Yeah, we've dropped, I don't know, about 12 or 15 in the last week. I have about 30 more of these to drop in the next few weeks. So ideally, I'll get caught up. These were all done over the last year. But essentially, every Saturday after we have a guest speaker, we should get that presentation out within the next 7 to 10 days. But we're sharing content with the group. And again, this is my personal page. If anyone isn't already connected with me as a friend on Facebook, feel free to reach out. But here's the thing. When you send someone a friend request who you don't know, you're talking about social networking, send them a message. Say, hey, I heard about you, or I saw you, or wanted to connect. I saw you at boot camp, or heard you speak on Marie's call. But to send someone a Facebook message where they don't know who you are, it leaves them wondering, how did they find me? How do they know me? Are they just adding me because I've got mutual friends? Because for me, that's not good enough. If you don't know why you're adding me as a friend, then step on down the road. But so this is myself. Feel free to add me as a friend. Here's my group, is JJ's Mastermind Networking. You can join that, but again, you're going to have to get with me on the phone, get with me on a Zoom call. And with my group here, probably similar to Marie's group, we've got weekly Zoom calls. So we got people booked weeks in advance, and we've got the people that spoke from before, but it's a pretty good group. And, I just like people. And if I can help somebody, there's no cost for my group. There's no charge for what I do. People say, why do you do this? You put all this time out. There was nothing like this when I started as a student. And I needed help, and it wasn't anything like this. And so if I can help someone to be successful, and I think it's not only just being successful, but when you put people, like Mark Abramovich calls me JJ the Connector. That's now my tag, JJ the Connector. But if I can introduce someone that can help you, or introduce you to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 10 or 12 people, where you now have a legitimate network of people that you know, it's going to make you feel more confident. You're going to feel better. And not only that, you'll have somebody who can actually pick up the phone and call, hey, I really know Liz Quinn now. And I do know Liz Quinn, and Scott, 2 wonderful people. But when you got someone's number, you can pick them up and call them and pick up the phone, not pick them up, but pick up the phone and call them and talk to them. Networking in business, it's about relationships. It's about relationships. It's about caring about people. It's about giving to people. You need to give before you ask for something. If you just reach out to go, hey, Mia, I hear you're an agent. Can you bring me some properties? I really need some properties by Friday. And here I got a list of 84 properties I want you to skip trace for me. Can you get these to me within 48 hours? It's like, no, you need to get to know someone and develop rapport with them before you ask for something. And developing rapport, there's a little through our educational programs. Ford, talking about Ford, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Get to know the person, truly get to know the person before you ask for something. Because if you don't get to know them before you ask for something, then you just have your hand out, and that's just more than apparent. And people are just going to go, I had somebody message me on Facebook, and they said, hey, you don't know me, but I know your name, and I'm looking for a private money lender, and can you be my private money lender? I got this deal. And I'm like, lady, I don't even know you, and you want me to be your private money lender. When it comes to lending, people start talking about private money lenders. Those are personal relationships you build with someone you know. No one's going to hand you a personal. They're not even going to do that unless you take the time to get to know them. So it just gets back to, it's all about relationships. It's all about reaching out. It's about making yourself visible. If people don't know you, they don't know who you are, they don't know your face, they don't know your name, opportunity will walk right on by and you're just in the clouds. So that's kind of what I got.
For anyone who doesn't know, I also record these and put them on our YouTube channel, so you can come back and watch the recording.
Perfect.
And my lovely son just heard me say that this is going to be on YouTube later, so that silly face that he made in the background is going to be on the internet forever now. And he was like, "Wait, can you take me out of it?" Nope.
He's in there.
He's there.
He's in there.
I'll come say hi again now. Now that you know. Oh, now we got two saying hi. There's Sebastian and Christian.
JJ, it's so good. I mean, thank you for sharing all this, because even though I think I know so many things or I've heard it, there's tidbits. There's always a nugget, or there is always something that you learn that you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. I didn't know it. I didn't realize it. And
there's so much. I mean, I
just
kind of
think
gave
it's
you
of
the condensed
such value.
version.
So I know, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, I gave you guys a condensed version. I could do a 2-hour presentation on the personal page, 2-hour presentation on social media, 2 hours on the business
Not
page.
Tonight.
And on
You're
networking
killing
pages.
me.
So it goes on and on and on. But
I know, I love it. So Marie will have you back then, and then
Marie, talking about your YouTube channel, what I just found that I can market your YouTube channel on my channel.
Oh, we'll have to talk about that.
Looking at my channel to
and
direct them to you.
then there's that, that whole backlink thing. Yeah. So, and JJ, the other thing is, we'll have to have you back here live again. I mean, whether it's next spring or whenever, but it's that same thing. You're not far from here versus us, even from the LA area either. So I think that's vital too. You know?
Actually, I'm coming out there in October.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Well,
come on a Wednesday night then.
it was my birthday yesterday, and Samantha found out what's the name of that band? God, there's some band I like. Their name is slipping my mind right now. Country Western band. We're going to Tucson to hear this band play.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, me is all about country music too. So so let us know. But if it can be over a Wednesday, we'd love to be a live event again. I mean, I know when you were here, we went to dinner, but now that was different because COVID was still a little bit of an issue. But now we're trying to get back into that. So that would be awesome.
Well, I really want to thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
I've only been like a guest speaker once or twice, so I enjoy talking. I guess you can tell that much, but
yeah,
there's a lot to cover. I know I went on the one thing about watching out for negative content, but that's I think that's equally as important.
No, it's definitely
it is because
I'm glad we talked about it.
I was going to put a message out today that was kind of on the line, and because I was irritated by it, and then I said to myself, "Don't put it out there. Don't put it out there." And then you just solidified that fact. So it was on that line of, So I didn't do it though, and I'm glad you said that, because then I'm like, I'm really not going to do it now.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that. It's more difficult to take the high road.
Yeah.
It's easy to get mad and let things fly, and it's harder sometimes to bite our tongue and think. I've got my Uncle Ed. I just was on the phone with him. He's in Boston. Really, really smart guy. And when I get frustrated and how I'm going to react to something, I kind of say, "What would Uncle Ed say? What would Uncle Ed say?" He would just shut his mouth and not say a thing. And there's an old saying, it's better to keep your mouth shut and have people think you're a fool than to open it up and remove all doubt.
That's good. I like that.
So
I like that.
All
right, JJ, peace and love to you. I haven't eaten dinner. Scott just came home from Costco. It's 8:15. have
I
to
got dogs
go.
barking at me too.
Yeah, 8
I know.
o'clock is Liz's bedtime, so that's why
I
we
know.
usually only go till 8 p.m. because Liz can't last much past that.
No, unless I'm out
Okay.
partying or something.
And I would love to get
I
you
just
girls
wish you-
on one of my Saturday calls too.
I know. Just Saturdays are so hard, but I know because I wanted to see Eric B. I haven't seen him in a couple of years now, but I was not available. So I know, but we'd be happy to be on there, right, Marie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen Kim because her screen's blacked out, but Michelle, Kim, me, anyone that wants to add me on Facebook and be part of the group. And it's not just Fortune Builder students. It's brokers, agents, attorneys, investors, people that are outside contractors. My group is not limited to just the mastery community.
I think I'm in your group.
I do not
I'm
think
already
you
there.
are, but well, maybe you might be. I'm pretty good about knowing every single person, which is pretty crazy. Because it's about,
You're better than me because I only got a few hundred and I don't think I know everyone personally.
well, just one by one, just call a different person every other day.
Yeah.
Just said, hey,
And that's true, but Marie, we do make them answer the questions though before they're allowed in there.
Yeah, I know.
They do at least have to answer a few things. So
Well, and the other part of that, when you talk to them as group admins, as you guys are, when you take the time to talk to somebody, they're going to appreciate that you're taking that time to get to know them. And then you're going to build up your support of your group even more so. I mean, I think I've got a real, as Vali will tell you, I've got a really strong following in my group. And it's powerful. It's powerful.
well, and I know that because JJ, you've even said you've told me stories about people that question why you want to talk to them, and that automatically sets you to a does this person why do you have to call me? I just want to be part of your group. Why do you have to talk to me? And you've made that point before where you've said because it's important to me.
Well, I find it just makes a better group. And if people don't want to be involved with a personal touch, there's plenty of other groups they can go to that can join without having to talk to anybody. And that's not how my group works.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
sure.
thank you again so much. I'm so excited that you were able to jump in. Sorry for the confusion in the beginning. But hopefully if anybody missed anything, they can go back and watch the replay. Michelle, I know you had to jump off for a little bit. And I will post it. And so everybody can find it later. So
yeah, I'd love to see it. Love to see it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Night. Thank you for everything.
Bye.
Bye.